Peace and blessings, all my brothers and sisters worldwide. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. And uh and yeah, peace on this Sunday. It's a good day. I hope you had a solid weekend and and are continuing to enjoy it, right? It's not over yet. Everybody hates Mondays, so soak up that soak up the rest of the Lord's day, you know what I'm saying? And enjoy yourself, you know. Um, yeah. Feeling pretty feeling pretty hungover today, you know. Was at my mother's house yesterday watching UFC and tied one on. As they say, really tied one on. And had a great time, but when I got home, it was not good. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, how the fuck did I get here? So it's kind of funny, but it's not funny. But it's mostly funny. I just been feeling like shit all day. Went and smoked a little joint before I jumped on this thing and started talking to you guys. And I'm feeling a lot better. Got my little green tea and honey, and yeah. So feeling a lot better. Um, yeah, Leon Edwards, fucking kicked Kamaru Usman's head off his shoulders last night. That was with 54 seconds to go, 56 seconds to go in the fight. Getting his ass whooped for 24 minutes and then just pow. Shit was crazy. But shout out to him. Shout out to him. The rematch will be very nice. Before that, I was chilling at home, watching the Usyk Joshua rematch, and was enjoying that shit like a motherfucker because I like Usyk a lot. Um, a little he's like a Evander Holyfield, but doesn't just fights a little smarter, you know. Not a fan friendly style, but if you love the sport, Usyk is really just just exactly what if you were to train your kid how to fight, you would want your son or your daughter to fight like this guy. You know, that's you hit, not get hit, discourage the opponent, outbox him, outclass him, take as little amount of damage as possible. Still lay them hands on him, and get the victory. And yeah, it was nice to watch. Joshua had a good couple of rounds, where he looked good, but the immediately the next round, immediately after a round that Joshua would do good in, Usyk would just start beating his ass. I mean, it was really it was uh, it was a great fight. It was a great fight. Yeah, if you watched it, I left before they announced the winner. I stuck around. It was obvious that Usyk won, but you gotta stick around and see how scandalous and dirty these fucking judges are. You never know. You never know. So one of the judges gave Joshua the decision, which I thought was, I mean, like Teddy Atlas says all the time, one of the, it's the only sport that like truly allows corruption, they were kissing Anthony Joshua's ass the whole fucking fight, just kissing his ass, like not acknowledging any of the just beautiful boxing, any of the beautiful boxing that Usyk was doing. And it was just really annoying after a while. And I get it, you're getting paid by the people who are promoting the fight, right? But geez, it was just, I don't know. It was hard to listen to, and I was rooting for Usyk. He's got his whole country on his back, and You know, he just is a crazy looking guy. Like I just love his everything about him, man. Super humble. Um, and just yeah, he'll go down as one of the best boxers to ever live. And I'll say it right now, man. I'll say it right now that I think he could beat Tyson Fury. I think he could beat him. I know that the Gypsy King is a beast. He's like a literal beast. But Usyk just has that special thing, man, that people hate, which is an extremely extreme, and Fury does as well. So don't get me wrong, these guys are extremely high class, both of them. But Usyk just has that. I don't know, man. It's just when I was watching him fight yesterday, he was just bobbing, weaving, jab, jab, throw a combination, go like slipping almost every single jab that Joshua was throwing, and just going left, circling right, constantly giving him different looks, different angles, just touching him up, like literally, like just I don't know how many times am I gonna fucking say literally today. Just hitting him with little pillow punches on purpose and kind of baiting Joshua to open up, and then boom, just cracking him. And it was just a really masterful performance. I was extremely impressed, and the morale boost that Ukraine got was pretty incredible. You know what I mean? Like to be going through what those people are going through over there, and just being a really small country, to see, your guy, you know, um, claim the heavyweight title last year before all this shit started, and then to defend his title, um, and just that source of encouragement and strength and will and discipline and fight and all that stuff. It was just, yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. Um, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But what was I gonna say about the post fight? I kind of I like to jump around, cut myself off, and go. I like to jump ahead just so I can go uh, backwards. It doesn't make much sense, but um, the fuck was I gonna say? Jesus Christ, this is why you don't drink. Um, oh yeah, jeez. Uh, Anthony Joshua, boo-hooing after the fucking fight and really just making an ass of himself, rambling on about a bunch of nonsense and really just taking the spotlight when you know he it wasn't his time anymore. The fight had been over. He lost, and no matter how the fuck he felt, just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But he took the mic and I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I don't know, but yeah, it didn't even make sense addressing the crowd and just talking about how stressed he is and all that type of shit. It's the type of stuff you see when a guy is going to he's gonna fart. He's gonna fart. He's gonna start fighting some easier opponents and just get that bag before he ultimately retires. Because I mean, Tyson Fury is knocking his ass out. Period. He don't want that. Deontay Wilder knocking Anthony Joshua's ass out. So it is what it is. They did a hell of a job promoting that guy. He's made a lot of money. I respect him a great deal for being a fighter and a boxer. But just I'm just being a fan right now and just calling it like I think I'm seeing it, which is this guy is just he's too big. He's too big for like just star wise. He's super famous and he's not that great of a boxer. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. A lot of will and grit, but he's not a great boxer. And great boxers, they That's why Fury beat Deontay Wilder. It's why Gervonta Davis beat Rolly Romero. And I'm not saying Romero and Wilder are in the same class, but when you haven't been boxing since you were like 5 or 7 or your whole life, these motherfuckers are just killers, man. And it is what it is. You can get away with that shit for only so long. You know what I mean? The only person um, who I saw do that shit extremely well at a high level in my lifetime, like when I was aware of boxing, I guess, was Sergio Martinez. A lot of people, you know, what am I? Yeah, a lot of people. What the fuck am I talking about? All I'm trying to say is he was a really great champion. Had a lot of high level skill, and his body ended up giving out on him eventually. His knees, some old knees. But I don't think he started boxing until he was like 20. So really great champion, Sergio Martinez, and it's just not easy, man. It's just not easy, you know. But anyway, shout out to everybody. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. But I'm enjoying this green tea and honey, and flashing in and out of feeling like shit and feeling okay. Um, yeah, alcohol's a beast. Oh man, kicked my ass last night, and you know, I know I'm in a better place these days because I used to get pretty drunk, and I don't know, just kind of getting these bad moods, I guess, just kind of drift into this like negative space, not all the time, like not like just when I drink, but when I get, real fucked up, like blackout, you know what I mean? And yeah, yeah. And so just not good behavior, but last night, even though I drank way too much, and and paid the price for it. Um, I was having a good time the whole time, and April was telling me that it was just a good time, and eventually I just threw up and went to bed. You know what I mean? So yeah, feeling like shit, but it is what it is. I'm alive. I was telling her that on those nights, on any of those nights that you've ever like blacked out or something. It's really amazing how you can just like disappear, consciously. Um, just your conscience just disappear, and then you wake up the next day, uh, just like alive, just alive. It's hard to, yeah. I was telling her like, I just can't believe I'm still alive after all this, after all this alcohol that's been through this body. It's a pretty resilient fucking thing. Pretty resilient thing. But yeah, what else is going on in this crazy world, huh? And I just want to be clear about one thing. And I'm just being honest with you. Um, as far as like me being happy for Ukraine and everybody over there, if it was any country, it's not because I have some like social political like investment in in Ukraine. It's just everybody loves a good underdog story, and I'm not so there's a little hint of that, and me being happy for those people, but you know in all actuality it's like just we don't want war. We don't want war. I wish everybody well, but fuck, um, I'm not one of those people who is gonna pretend like he knows everything that's going on with shit like that because um we never know the full story. And so it's one thing to be like, well, I hope not everyone dies over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to be like, you, they're right and they're wrong. It's like, what the fuck? You know? Are you in politics? Huh? Who you campaigning for? You know what I mean? Even these people who are taking away abortion or shitting on gay marriage all of a sudden, these motherfuckers are gay and getting abortions all the fucking time. So it's all just a big, what do you call that? It's just all bullshit at the end of the day. These guys butt fucking each other in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that stuff and then talking about gay marriage and that being an issue. It's like it's hilarious. I mean, honestly, it's hilarious to uh to really take a step back from whatever it is your fucking ideology is and just kind of see it for what it is. These people in these groups and these sides that we like vote for and become like emotionally invested in. These cocksuckers don't give a fuck about you. They don't give two shits, man. They don't give two shits. They don't care about what they like, honestly. Who doesn't want to be the fucking man? I mean, I'm, if sign a deal with the devil, right? You sign a deal with the devil and he says, "All right, you got to wear this fucking whatever color tie and you never have to worry about money. I'll give you the inside about all the stocks and when they're gonna, tank and when they're gonna fucking rise. And your son, I'll put him in a good school and an Ivy League school, and you can fuck whoever you want. You can fuck kids if you want to." You're like, holy shit, this is fucking. He's like, all you gotta do is just pretend like that you give a shit about abortion. It's like, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? One way or the other. One way or the other. If all of a sudden California was like, if all of a sudden, there was a culture shift in California and everyone was like, you know what, abortion is bad. You think these cocksucker politicians aren't just going to agree with you right away? These motherfuckers aren't leaders. You know what I'm saying? They're just following the 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 fucking, what do you call it? The latest trendy zeitgeist. There's no God. None of these people are coming through to your neighborhood, cleaning up the streets. Get the fuck out of here, Like, these people don't give a shit. And they got all kinds of fucking dirt. You know what I mean? Like, stop with that, man. Unless you're becoming a politician or you're in law, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to fucking hear it from people who literally, like, how many times am I going to say literally? Jesus Christ. Doesn't matter. All I'm saying is I don't support any war, period. It's not good. And I like when people who are doing bad by something out of their control, something horrible like war or a fucking natural disaster. Yeah, a little morale boost from Alexander Usyk, I think is a good thing, So fuck off with that. I'm just kidding. Just running my fucking mouth, man. I don't care. I don't care about anything except my friends and family and their friends and families and people that, and the kids. I think the kids, I love the kids, and I hope I don't know. I just hope something happens, for them, because you got the adults trying to be like the kids and the kids trying to be like the adults, and it's just this really weird thing going on right now. So you know, yeah. So all I care about is that, just being a good example for everybody, and and yeah, I got fucked up last night, but Aunt still loves the kids. You know what I mean? I still care about the kids, man. Still care about these people out here with no homes, and all the people, all the men and women in prison for some shit they didn't do, or for having a little bit of weed, or selling a little bit of weed. It's fucking one of the most mind blowing things in the world. Is I mean, is it mind blowing though? I mean, Jesus, if you know anything about America, I don't think anything is mind blowing. But it's just fucked that there's so many people in prison who are doing some crazy fucking time for really insignificant shit, harmless shit, to be honest. And it's just wild as fuck that we have a uh, a prison system in America that isn't ran by the government. It's like ran by fucking Best Buy. Like literally, how many times am I gonna say literally? Fucking a. Quite, quite actually, it's this. It's the same people who. It's the same people who make the music and fund. Not produce like play piano, but produce the music that everyone's hearing. They're the same people who got stock and investments in these private prison systems. And don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Go look it up yourself. These companies, these companies that run television and music, the television and music industry, they have investments in the, I'll just go ahead and say it, the rap industry, you know? And so I think there's just something weird about that, right? I mean, visuals and just being able to market and advertise whatever type of lifestyle and culture you want, you know, and then turning around and being like, uh, I mean, it's kind of dope if you think about it, because if I, you know, what would I do if I wanted to lock a bunch of people up and get some free, some slave labor? I'm not gonna say free labor, some slave labor, um, from as many people as possible, you know, and we're gonna pick a demographic, you know, we're gonna pick a demographic and a class and a type of person and people, and we're gonna get some free work out of them. And it's like, well, how the fuck are you gonna do that? How are you possibly gonna have like endless amounts of prisoners and inmates? You know, how? It's like, well, I imagine they're saying something like, well, that's easy. We just make them want to go. It's like, well, how the fuck do you do that? Well, through the music that they listen to, we're gonna make going to prison or doing something that will get you that will, you know, get you, how do I say that? Doing something, I don't know, that will land you in prison. Jeez, my brain is not working. Um, and root their masculinity in that. What do you mean, root their masculinity? We're gonna make them feel like a bunch of little bitches unless they've killed somebody, robbed somebody, sold these sold this list of things that I just created, that if they sell without our permission, you know. We'll lock them up, and we'll just make it seem really cool and tough, and make them feel make make these young men feel like warriors and killers and masters of their own domain. I want to be in here. That's what they'll be saying. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about jail. You're like, is that a virtue? you know, but they've done it. They've done it, and so it's a pretty slick little thing. It's a pretty slick little thing. Besides just flat out accusing people of crimes they haven't committed, or giving them more time than the crime deserves. It's pretty slick that they figured a way how to do that. You know, we'll tell them who they are. You know what I mean? That's what they do. They tell us who we are, what a man is, how he should act, and they put $1 billion behind a song like, just for example, the OT Genesis song, I'm in love with the Coco. Just watch that video again. Look up OT Genesis Coco music video and watch that shit. And tell me why that deserves to be invested in, marketed, and advertised, with millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. And I get the shock value part. It's just, as far as music goes, like just musically and visually, what you're seeing in that video, I don't understand how it's taking us this long to realize that that shit is unacceptable behavior. You know what I mean? You can't just have illegal firearms and tons of cocaine and be selling it to lots of people. You can't really you're not really supposed to advertise that. But what do? We we follow suit. I'm in love with the coco. For real? Little kids singing that weird shit, you know? And I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm not. I'm not saying it sounds like shit or anything like that. What I'm saying is, does that message deserve to be backed by the prison industrial corporations? You know what I'm saying? The complex that is, our prison industry. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. We really get behind the funniest stuff, and then be like, it's like, no, you can't free your boy. He killed someone else's boy. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's your friend, but he killed someone else's friend. And so he's got to go. He's got to go do that, right? And what and these guys, their friend goes and kills someone, and they're like, "Ah, free the homie," and then they start to change their lives while their friend is in prison for the rest of his life, for the next fucking 20 years, 25 years. You know, it blows my fucking mind, because that type of behavior is just unacceptable. And why would we push illegal, unacceptable a behavior that the government and the authorities and just authority in general, like just regular ass people, would not put up with that shit? It's that no one is having that, and so for there to be anything else outside of them just kind of setting people up to do the wrong thing so they can end up in prison. What else is it? The shit isn't that catchy. You know what I mean? It's goofy as fuck, and And quite honestly, we just love to see black people doing bad. You know, that's what they're selling. Look how crazy this man is. You know, look how much he doesn't care about himself. You shouldn't care about yourself. You know, it's like a Nike commercial. It's like a Nike commercial, and like you know, the dude's he's getting ready. He's putting on his little fucking. He's putting on his Nikes and shit, lacing up his shoes. It's got the music in the background, and what he's actually getting ready to go do is rob a check cashing place. You know, and you don't realize that until at the very end, and at the end of it, after he does it, and you know, he's driving away like he's gonna, you know, like he's gonna get away from the police, and it just slowly starts to fade to black. You know, after he kills like two people in the check cashing place, and and gets like $1,200, and he's driving, you know, driving his getaway car, and the police are chasing him after him, fucking they're shooting at his car. The shit is so wild, and slowly starts fading to black, and it's Nike, and it's just do it. Seriously, I mean, that's the music, man. That's the message. That's the message. Not the music. That's not the music. That's the message in the music. Just do it, bro. Fuck it. Knock his ass out. Oh, so he could hit his head on the pavement and you could spend the rest of your life in prison folding somebody's laundry? Yeah, just knock his ass out, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, you know what it is these guys. It's like wrestling, you know. I think I said that before, but it really is like wrestling where you're out at the club and someone bumps into you and your friend and you're fine with, oh, you're like, oh, excuse me, bro, excuse me. And your friend looks to you and he's like, you gonna let that shit slide, man? Fuck that shit, man. Go knock his ass out. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? What are you so hyped about? And he's like, The Rock wouldn't let that shit slide. Stone Cold Steve Austin wouldn't let that shit slide. You're like, homie, are you are you high right now? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's the same shit, man. It's the same shit. Same shit with these rappers. Oh man, fucking, I don't even know who are these guys anymore. Uh, it doesn't even matter. I don't want to shit on anybody specifically, but you understand what my point. It's like, dude, you're not even talking about real life. You want me to go do a real life thing based off of some shit that ain't real life. You know, and motherfuckers are like, it's just music, man. Okay. Okay. Well, ask anybody. Ask any of these young kids in juvenile hall or just getting to fucking YA, um, or just you know just starting their prison bid. What the fuck kind of music were they listening to while they were doing the shit that they were doing? Ask 'em. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that if any of them are from like fucking 10 years old to 19 years old, it's gonna be rap. Everybody. I don't care what fucking ethnicity you are. Ask any of those young boys. Doesn't matter what they look like, what type of music they listen to, what they were listening to before they came in, you know, who their favorite artists are. They're not gonna fucking they're not gonna tell you Stevie Wonder. They were not listening to Superstitious when they were hitting that lick. It's it's math, baby. It's math. It's math. I'm not shitting on rap. I love rap. Larry June's new album is fucking incredible. Incredible, but he's also talking about, you know, sending emails and, you know, drinking smoothies and riding his bike and, you know, getting money and stuff like that. You know, not throwing it all away. But I'm about to go do something shady, but you know what? Let's not smoke in the whip on our way to go do this really stupid fucking thing. You know? There has to be some type of accountability where you're like, yeah, go do what you got to do, but don't set yourself up for failure. Like Jesus. Why why? What a waste of time that is. It's like knowing that there's a hole in your pocket and just you just keep putting money in there. It's like, bro, it doesn't talking about you getting money. Like, bro, there's a hole in your pocket. You're like, they came like that. Shit was $2,000. You're like, all right, brother. All right. But anyways, I want to move on from that because I can just talk about how they've been taking the father out the home through this music shit since NWA. Since NWA, they've been telling people who they are. And that's just me being honest, man. That's just me being honest. You know, everybody like the hood and all that type of shit. If you and I'm not when I say this, I'm in poor neighborhoods often. Okay, when I'm around there, and unless there's like literal gang members outside, it's pretty chill. You know what I'm saying? Like people aren't um everyone's just trying to get through, you know? It's not this romantic like horror film, you know? It's really not. It's really not. Um yeah, man. Yeah. I'm going to get off the topic because shit's going to start bothering me thinking about this shit. But but yeah, another day, another dollar, man. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves and looking forward to this work week, you know. Yeah, look forward to it. You know, tomorrow's Monday and you're gonna fucking crush it. It's gonna be a good day. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be grateful and happy and thankful at another chance to live this life and do something special with it. Just another crack at it, you know. Just another crack at it is all you need. And you know, you'll never get it fully right, but that's all right. That's okay, you know. So let Monday be a great day. You know, don't worry about Wednesday or Thursday unless you have some really important shit coming up. You know, worry about that shit. Take care of that, handle that. But as far as when the new work week begins and you wake up, just don't even think past that moment too much. You know, you just get up, allow yourself to just be, you know, be a person. You know, leave the phone alone for a little bit. You know, get up, leave the phone alone. You know, don't start subscribing to all this weird shit. Don't listen to my podcast when you first get up. Don't do that. You know, have that time to yourself and just remember that you're a fucking human being. You know, you're not this autonomous if that's the right word, like machine, you know, just shitting and eating, you know, and being socially acceptable, I guess. You know, it's like, who are you? You know, are you funny? You know, do you make yourself laugh sometimes? You got some shit you got to work on? Any people that you're thinking about that you want to not just not that thought of them just pass right through your head, but you want to sit with that thought about whoever that is or whatever it is that's on your mind that you know, just because you're moving fast, you're busy, you know, you're getting it. And there's no shame in that. You know, there's no shame in that. Um, you know, just remember that you're a person that deserves to enjoy this experience. You know, Shit isn't that fucked up. Work isn't that fucked up. You can always get a new job. Exercise always feels good. Challenging yourself doesn't always feel good in the beginning, but we have to admit that um, if we're not happy with our lives and it's seemingly boring, and it's on you. I've been in the house a lot, and it's like, so is that really something to complain about, or is the like it's nice to have a home. You know what I mean? You don't have to. I don't know. Complaining isn't really that interesting. So, complaints, I should say, isn't really that aren't really that interesting. So, yeah, a lot to be grateful for. You know, I woke up this morning feeling like absolute shit. I hated myself. I hate getting that drunk and being just yeah. I hate that. I hate that. But you know, I was able to, with April's help, just accept that we had a good time. I'm paying the price for it now, and everything is all good. It's like, am I gonna let how I feel right now, shadow or overshadow how great of a time I had yesterday? You know what I mean? Just because of a feeling, fuck that. In reality, in what actually happened was a good time, you know, and yeah, and that's what most of it is. Um, so enjoy your Monday. I know I'm kind of drifting off here and there, but so enjoy your Monday. You deserve that shit. Yeah. Kind of running out of shit to talk about. My head's getting foggier and foggier as I sit here and drink this green tea. But starting to feel better though. Starting to feel a lot better. Been making some new music. Um, yeah, I'll share a little clip of that with you at the end of this podcast. But um, yeah, how I make music, they're really just like a bunch of 8-bar demos because I don't record on a laptop or anything. I'm just recording on my Juno DS keyboard, where you can you know record 8 bars at a time with 8 tracks at a time. So I just build up a really basic, I guess, foundation for a song, and yeah, and do that. And so it's really challenging, and in a way, in a way, limiting, just because you don't have like that freedom of being able to create like a whole. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. It just takes a little more time to make the music. But anyway, yeah. So I have a piece I recorded on there, and yeah, you'll hear it later. Hear it later. I'm saying a whole lot of nothing right now, but yeah, moving on, moving on. I gotta make some phone calls today. Gonna catch up with some people I haven't talked to in a while, and just check in on them, see how they're doing, and yeah, yeah. So that'll be good. Some fam, some friends, and yeah, see what everybody's been up to in this crazy life, in this crazy world, paper chasing and all that shit. But one thing I've been trying to do lately is not really worry about the cost of shit when it comes to planning for the future. Talking about doing the backyard and fixing it up, putting a little pool back there, some grass and shit, little outdoor like bar area, new grill, and just for when we have for ourselves, of course. But we like the house to be homey and invite people over and stuff and have a good time and host and all that shit. So, you want to make it as much that as possible. And so anytime money gets brought up, it's like don't even look at it like that. Um don't even look at it like that. Just, you know, like they say nowadays, manifest it, speak it into existence. But also trust that, over the next 5 years, 10 years, maybe sooner, um, that it's gonna happen. All of our hard work is gonna pay off. Our investments and all that type of stuff will pay off. And just look at it like that. Not just like don't don't just expect shit to happen without any work being done. It's like or manifest it without any work being done, even though that does happen sometimes. Um, reality is like trust yourself. Trust yourself to be ready to do that when the time comes. So yeah, yeah, plan and prepare and manifest it uh, through your day to day and and uh, and what you're building on a day to day basis. And don't be afraid. It's not that big a deal. It's just money. Some people don't care about money and they're rich. Some people don't care about money and they're poor. And so some people care about some and yeah, honestly, some people really care about money and they're rich, and some people really care about money and they're poor. And so, it's not that serious. Just figure out how to get some and believe in yourself that you can do it. Truly, truly. Yeah. I don't know what it is that stops us from doing the things that, like, I don't know, just believing in ourselves. Um yeah, I don't know what that's about, but well, maybe it's cuz you're not a fucking psychologist. You idiot. I mean, I think I know what it's about. It's depending on who your parents were, how you were treated. Did you go to public school? Did you go to private school? Did you get in the medicine cabinet too early as a kid? You know what I mean? Rummaging through the old. I'm just fucking around. But there's just a lot of factors, and why we don't just fucking go for it. I don't have any idea. Honestly, I don't know. But this week we're gonna go for it. We're gonna be bold. We're gonna talk shit. We're gonna say what's on our mind. We're gonna stand up for ourselves. Believe in our ideas. Remember that we're not fucking losers, and that there's always another chance and another chance, and it's best not to fuck them up. And we're just gonna move and act like that, because anything else, has it gotten anything done? You know, has shitting all over yourself gotten you where you want to go, or got you the man or the woman that you want? Has being just shitty in general gotten anybody anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're getting paid to criticize yourself, you should probably just chill on that shit and go for it. You know, put in the time and the effort and reap your rewards later, as opposed to not doing it and having a bunch of good reasons why you're the bad why you're not the right person for the job. You know, a bunch of good reasons for why you're a bad person. Ooh, I know why you shouldn't work out today, because you're a fat, lazy fuck. you know? And you don't have to say it like that, but either way, feels the same. Feels the same. So, let's get it done. Let's get it done this week, right? I think I got drunk enough to you know, last me to the end of the month. I don't need to pretend celebrate anything like how we like to do. That's another thing I've learned about drinking is that there's always a good reason to drink. Like any time of the day, any day of the week, because it's always someone's fucking birthday or graduation or holiday or you earned it, you know. Alcohol's a sneaky little fucker. It's always popping up everywhere you go. Just like, hey, you're like, what the fuck are you? It's a baby shower. What the fuck are you doing here? You know, what is all this hard liquor doing at this 2 year old's baby fucking birthday party? Like I was in the club last night. How is there no rules about where you can be or? But alcohol just is so well liked. So loved. It goes with everything. It goes with everything. Especially it goes really well with all that pain we're neglecting. It's just such a nice little cocktail, neglect and alcohol. I mean, self-deprecation and alcohol. And then it starts turning into you walking the neighborhood telling everybody to go fuck off and just drunk as shit, just screaming at your dad who was never there, who's still not there. You're just bothering everybody. Shit faced, you know? Yeah, been there. Been there, been there, been there. That's why you gotta be careful nowadays, Last night I hung out with my mother, you know? Didn't drive home. Didn't drive. And had a good time, but paid the price, Paid the price. So what happens when you don't drink water and you take shots by yourself when no one else is taking any. You're just like, I don't think this is working. Let me take another one and really get this fucking party started. But the party's in your mind, man. Party's in your mind. Oh, that feeling of being around a bunch of shit-faced people as a sober person. Oh, man. It's like, I don't know. It feels like being at a funeral for whatever reason. Not fun. Not fun. Yeah, not to get all dark on you. But yeah. Every time I start to not know what to say, I'm just like I'm rooting for you guys. So I'm not gonna go back into that fucking bag. Um, yeah, yeah. Life is good. I'm not gonna eat up the clock anymore. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Got some updates coming for the next episode, and some really fun stuff regarding things that we're doing in the community and and other cool shit. We'll be having our first guest next month. It's a surprise guest, a big surprise because who the fuck could you possibly think it's gonna be? I mean, seriously. But I appreciate all 7 people listening to this podcast. I never in my wildest dreams thought about doing something like this, and I am very very grateful. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not. Um, I'm like hearing myself talk on this shit, and I'm just like, God, you sound so dumb. Who the fuck would ever listen to you? But not every episode is gonna be a fucking home run. But but that's all right. That's all right. We're just getting on base, baby. We're just getting on base. Everything else is, yeah, man. We just walk. Yeah, we're just barely walking out the fucking dugout with this shit, and um, eventually, the shit is gonna go real well. So I really appreciate everybody for just hanging in there, hanging in there. So next time on Dragon Ball Z, peace.